This park used to house some hyper-intelligent, dangerous animals. Until they got out and everything fell to chaos. Needless to say, this place poses a serious risk to life. Namely mine, so we need to intervene. I'm behind you the whole way on this one. And please, let's not bring the phrase meat shield into it.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are in Jurassic World Evolution 3's challenge mode with our final challenge of the game. So this is the Nusa Tenggara Outbreak. I think the par time on this for Jurassic Difficulty is just over 4 hours. So we got plenty of time here, but we already have a ton of carnivores that are out in this park already that we're going to start needing to manage here. So before we get too far into this, we're going to want to make sure the front part of this park is taken care of. None of the other dinosaurs in the back are really my concern quite yet, but at least to get started off here, we'll want to build out the front part of this and get the infrastructure of our park set before we do the rest of the managing of everything in this park here. So before we get too far into this though, if you do enjoy these videos, we go through everything in Jurassic World Evolution 3 here. Definitely hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to go through this and see how quickly we can do this campaign or do this challenge here for Jurassic World Evolution 3. And after that, we have completed every single challenge. I'll have all those posted on YouTube here for people if anyone cares to see those. And if not, that's fine. We got tons of other things that we're doing here in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Alright, most of our infrastructure is squared away now. So now we just need to get our paths connected. And we don't have the large paths yet because we still need to do a ton of research in our park here. But we've got the basics taken care of right now. And then I know we're going to need, similar to what we've done on a couple of these different challenges, we're going to need to make sure we have a ton of paths, so we'll just build a few of these little lots of just path for us right now, and then, again, as we get the wider paths, we will just continue to expand those until we can fit as many people as we need for any one of these challenges for us here. So we're going to need to make sure for this one we get 2,000 people in here. That's going to take us some time. I think the biggest challenge is going to be just making sure we have the path space for it. The number of dinosaurs, I don't think is going to be as much of a challenge for us here. So we're going to just make sure everything is fenced in here, though. So we'll try to run this a little bit close to the edges of all of the buildings we have right now. Hopefully, we don't need to go much further than this for our park here, but gonna hope that this is all we need to actually get things running, make a little bit of money here, and then we can start doing some contracts to help us to pay for everything else that we're going through. We do have about 1.7 million right now. I know we're still paused right now, and we'll start to lose some money until we get some guests in our park here. But we've at least got a little bit of money to play with right now before we go completely bankrupt in our challenge here. A lot of the dinosaurs here do have the intelligence trait, so we're going to need to make sure we're managing that. I haven't done a lot with the intelligence trait here, so I'm not sure quite how challenging that's going to be for us here. So TBD what that's going to look like for us. But we might need to be playing around with how close we're actually getting to some of these dinosaurs here. Also, since I'm not too focused on making this look pretty right now, we're going to try to flatten out a couple of the terrain on the back side of this enclosure, or the park here, so we can fit as many things back here if we need to have more path or more buildings or anything else over here. So not trying to make it look pretty, just trying to make sure that we can get this challenge completed in as quick a time as possible. We're going to get a couple of scientists in here, so let's focus on getting our welfare, on our logistics, to do some research and start to get some dinosaurs. We'll need to get genetics as well. So we'll get a few of these in here just to get us running, and then I'm sure as we keep going, we're not too focused on the profit of the park right now. It's just going to be about, can we afford all the research that we're going to need to do to get this taken care of. Alright, so we're going to make sure our staff centers are squared away because we're going to need to rest some of these scientists. We're going to do a ton of research in here. And again, also, going to try to get this part completed as quickly as possible. I know there are some dinosaurs in here that we don't have the research to do quite yet.
So far. And with job satisfaction like this, who needs silly things like workplace benefits, right? Still you. Can't blame a guy for trying.
Alright, so we need to tranquilize a couple of these dinosaurs. Cannot have this just automatically set, so we're going to have to see how good we are at aiming we got it. Can we get it? No, can't get it there. So we're getting better at using the tranquilizer. Still not great at it yet. This is definitely one of the weaker parts of my ability to complete these challenges. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, there we go. So now our first dinosaur is tranquilized. We can start to see what we need for them, and then we'll continue to add more and more of these dinosaurs. So we can see the red outline there for what that's going to look like for our aggression or the intelligence. Hopefully it's not too much of a challenge, but at least for right now, we're going to keep Ceratosaurus closer to everything else over here, and then I'll have our ranger station, or ranger vehicles can come and do their maintenance checks and everything they need to do for them over here. Let's start doing a little bit of research and digging up some fossils right now. So gonna try to make sure that even though we're below $1 million right now, gonna want to constantly be doing research here and trying to find ways to finance it. So the more and more we can get different contracts completed, the better. There is another Ceratosaurus in here somewhere. There you are. So we'll take the helicopter over that way and see if we can't get that other Ceratosaurus, get it over here. I'm not sure if I have both male and female already, but if we do, that would be ideal to start getting some juveniles in here as well, assuming I do the research for those. And then pretty soon here as well, we should start to see that drink coverage go to 100%, because we don't have a lot of path right now. It's pretty easy to do that. I know we did that in Malta as one of the first contracts. I really suck at my aim. But we're gonna go through, get that to 80. Nice. Get that to 80%, and then we can go on to our next contract here. All right, so we're gonna move both of our Ceratosaurus over here. I think the reason that we don't quite have, that we can't actually see people in here yet, is because we don't actually have an awake dinosaur. So hopefully once we move Ceratosaurus over here, that will help. And then we could also try to just awaken the Ceratosaurus here. We are gonna have male and female, so let's put in a nest. We doesn't say I have a valid dinosaur here yet. That will change as they get over here more. We can put that nest in here for Ceratosaurus. Alright, research is completed. Ceratosaurus eventually going to get woken up. Cannot quite do the next staff upgrade. But we can put our staff center in here to start resting scientists as we need that. Alright, if we slide it over here, we don't need to add another power. Alright, research available now. Okay, so we just don't have the people for it yet. Part of that's probably because we're busy doing other research. But we'll get some more other projects done in the meantime. See, there we go. Now we're at 80%. We've got awake dinosaurs. Contract is completed.
You ever heard of a keystone species? It's one that has a disproportionate impact on their ecosystem compared to other organisms. You, my friend, are this company's keystone species.
Alright, I thought I had put the live prey feeder somewhere they could get to, but it looks like it's not in an easily accessible place for them. It's not in their territory, so just to make sure all of our carnivores are happy, we'll make sure we add another one in here. This is the first, I think it's the first one of our challenges here where we're dealing primarily with carnivores. Usually I try to steer away from them because as soon as they start eating people, it's going to take a minute to get us up to 5 stars. And when we're timed like this on these challenges, I definitely do not want anything like that to throw us off too much. It's a good picture. Great. So anytime we're low on money here, we're going to try to take our helicopter through, take a couple photos. While we're out here, though, let's go get Allosaurus, who is somewhere over here. There we go. So we can sit this, we can get this here. Missed. Can I get it? No, I cannot. Alright, got it. And got it again. Okay, so the problem is that I'm using a stimulant. Did not realize that it changed that when I had it assigned to go awaken the Ceratosaurus. So Putting us a little bit behind the 8 ball here, but we can get a quick contract started. Hopefully we can get one with photos. But we'll at least roll with this one right now. And now just need to wait for Allosaurus to come out of these trees before we can find it. It's somewhere over here. Okay, so it's coming out the side here. We'll take a quick shot. Now we're actually tranquilizing it. Let's see if we can get our second one in quick. All right. Perfect. So Ceratosaurus, or not Ceratosaurus, this is Allosaurus. Allosaurus can go in the same general space as Ceratosaurus. So we're going to migrate and move that over there here in a minute. But while we're here, let's get some of our fossils completed or taken care of. And let's try to make a little more money with these amenities that we're going to need. Hopefully some of these larger carnivores will help us to make some more money. We can move through this quickly. So maybe we don't even have to get close to 4 hours to complete this challenge. Alright. Okay, so Ceratosaurus are happy over here. Just to cover our bases here, and I'm worried about the intelligence, we're going to take another level of fence on the side here, so that if a dinosaur breaks out, we have a little bit more time to prepare for it. When the first fence gets broken and not maybe it's like the using... We'll basically use it as a signal that we need to get some more attention over there. So, I don't know how much this is going to help, but we're going to at least use it to try a little bit. To give us a signal that we're going to having issues with carnivores. Because again, in challenges here, I don't like carnivores very much in these parks. Let's go through. We're going to make all of our amenities. Make as much money as possible. And they're not going to make a ton quite yet. We've only got a couple hundred people in the park right now. But obviously, I think as we get more and more of these carnivores, it's going to be easier. So we're going to go get Giganotosaurus. While we do this, we'll take a couple photos and see where we're going, at least from that side of things. Alright, Giganotosaurus. Make sure we're actually set on tranquilize and not stimulate. Alright, let's get it. Probably 2 shots. Alright. Oh, 3. Alright, overkill. That's my strategy. Alright, so let's take this. I don't want to put Giganotosaurus in the same spot as Ceratosaurus. So let's put it in the spot where originally we had Allosaurus. And then we've got our medium amenities now that we can add. So we'll put some on the side here that we can just kind of in the back for our guests to make a little bit of money over here. So shouldn't need, I don't think we'll need many more than just these these like 6 amenities in the park here to start paying for everything. Alright, Allosaurus says it's missing cover. But I think as it expands a little bit, we'll get some more of it. The biggest thing concerning now is the water that we need to get taken care of. Why are you registering no water? Alright. So that's better. And then we'll just add some prey. I mean, though, as they get closer to the other carnivores, they will see that. But we'll be able to add another prey in here in just a quick minute here. Alright, Compsognathus is going to be... we're going to have a ton of Compsognathus in over here, and since all of our scavengers should be able to cohabitate with many of the carnivores, I'm going to try to prioritize all of the scavengers in parts of this park. I don't think that the scavengers have the intelligence trait, so I'm not worried about that. Slash, I think if we can upgrade the fences, that'll make that a little bit easier. But we can start focusing on getting some Compsognathus in here. Alright, Giganotosaurus is in here now. What do you need? You need a little bit more pasture. I feel like that's going to get taken care of here, but just to cover our butts, let's add a little bit of this, add some wetlands over here. So, once we get this, I know we'll continue to add more dinosaurs in here, but let's at least make sure everything is happy before we get too deep into this and have everything implode on itself. Alright. Let's also get a ranger station in here. So we can make sure we're constantly being checked. And we have 2 rangers teams right now, so one will take care of everything in the front. This one will take care of everything in the with the Giganotosaurus. And then we only have 1 medical team, so they'll have to pop between both of these for now. So we might run a little bit thin on staff for a couple of these, but it's going to be a necessity right now, as I did not build a ton of space for the other faculty buildings. All right, so what else we got? There's another Giganotosaurus right here that we can go grab. So maybe we'll do that, and then we've got a couple other dinosaurs that we need to get taken care of as well. We have a Troceraptor, and then there's another dinosaur, I think, that we'll want to make sure we can grab over there as well. Alright, 31,000 for Allosaurus. I think Allosaurus has the highest appeal in here, so if we can get more Allosaurus, that would be ideal, but that's probably going to be a long-term thing that we'll want to work towards. Probably not something we'll get to until like probably the second hour or so of the challenge here. Alright, Giganotosaurus done. I am getting much better at this tranquilizing thing. Like, as we can see from like the first dinosaur in this challenge to right now, which is like the 4th, much better. I think that's actually the 5th. Regardless, alright, let's get Compsognathus in here before I start talking too much about my poor aim with the tranquilizer. Alright, Snappy. Anytime we're going to get a challenge here, and if it has to do with taking our contract and it has to do with taking photos, we're going to always go to that. I feel like those are going to be the easiest ones for us to complete. So they're normally the easiest ones to complete, but not that time, I guess. Giganotosaurus should get us there, though. 6, there we go. That'll play.
You're turning out to be someone that I can truly rely on. And my trust is not something that many have managed to earn.
Alright, so we're making about 46,000 in profit right now. We need to get another contract. It could be a photography one. Nope, boost appeal to 9%. You can also get profitability. So just want to make sure that we can fit as many people in here as possible. So we're going to expand the back side of this with more path. We're not quite in a space yet where we can get to 2,000 people, and that's probably not going to happen until we can get the largest path we can in the game is probably what's going to take to get us there. So, but regardless, we're going to add a few more paths in here to try to get as many people in here before we get the wider paths that we can here. All right, yes, we got a Troceraptor that we can try to get now. Just need to turn around and go find them. All right, now Troceraptor feels like a larger raptor, but I cannot see them very well. Here's one. Alright. That was bad. That was better. Alright, one shot is all we need with the tranquilizer to get them. So there's one. Where's 2? There is 2. Right by the trees. Alright, 2 down. While we're here, we've got Spinosaurus that we can take care of. So let's see if we can get you tranquilized. And I'm not gonna move you, I think, or a Troceraptor really at all. You guys can stay in these spaces, but as long as I tranquilize you, then you will be considered part of the park. Bang. Nailed it. All right. Got them taken care of. We could add a tour. We could get a balloon tour. That would help to get some more visibility for our dinosaurs here. Because the other thing that I think I'm going to run into is the visibility for some of these, for Spinosaurus and a Troceraptor that are not going to be, and Giganotosaurus, that are just not really close to the actual park. The visibility might be the other thing that's going to crush my crush the number of guests that I have in the park here. So we will awaken these guys so that they can start being seen and boost our appeal. I don't actually know if that's how it functions, but I'm assuming that if they're awake, it boosts the appeal more than if they're tranquilized. And I have 2 more Atrociraptors that I need to get taken care of. But while we're here, let's get our Compsognathus out in the park.
This dinosaur has a bite much worse than its size suggests. The Compsognathus should never be underestimated, though I fear it often is. Let's make sure we educate the world about the reality of animals like this one.
All right, so for Compsognathus, we're going to need probably 3 of these smaller nests. We'll put these all just on the back side over here. I don't think we're going to be able to really see the nest, which is fine. You know, I'm just talking about visibility, but we'll put these over here, and then we'll figure out all the other environment needs that we have. Gonna have to be a little bit strategic with this because I don't have a lot of money quite yet. But we definitely need water in here. And then a little bit of the arid soil to make us happy. They'll figure out that they have meat here. We might have to come back here a couple times or make some more money real quick before we can add all the water that we need for this, though. Alright, let's go get those last Atrociraptors, but while we're over here, let's see if we can get a quick photo of all of our Compsognathus. 4,000 for one Compsognathus. I don't want to go out of my way to take a bunch of these photos, but if I'm already going to be flying the helicopter over them, I feel like I might as well. I feel like that's just leaving money on the table. And right now, when we only have like $50,000, we don't have the luxury to just leave money like that out. Alright, research is completed. See if we can take some quick shots over here of the Atrociraptor. Oh. Let's see if we can... Why didn't the other one... Okay, I did it again. I forgot that I had it on stimulant and not tranquilize. Why would I...
The strongest, most dominant animal in a pack tends to take the role of alpha, of leader. It seems that hierarchy of the strong is taking place here too.
All right, so now we gotta go find those Atrociraptors because I just chocked them full of stimulants. All right, there we go. There's one. Now I gotta find the second one. And then we'll move them over where the other Atrociraptors are. I don't want the Atrociraptors to be over here. We'll use this for a couple other dinosaurs that we'll add to the park as we get going here. But number one issue is just finding Atrociraptor. There you are. Alright. Gotta go low, and then I almost had it. Behind the tree. Can we shoot it through the tree? Hey-yo. Hey-yo, there we go. Okay, now we'll just move them to the rest of the, to where the other 2 Atrociraptors are, and should be good. It's getting kind of dark out. I hope that we're not going to get a storm quite yet, knock on wood. What can we get here? 18,000. Yeah, I thought that having the contract for the profit right now was going to be a good idea. It's not going as well as I thought it would right now. It's not a big deal, but it would be nice to have that contract completed, or I might just have to abandon it outright and just get an entirely different contract to start. Suspicious subsidy. I mean, I'm defaulting to nothing changing right now because I don't want to have something get sabotaged quite yet. But I think that the thing that's really hurting my profit right now is just the visibility of some of these dinosaurs over here. Because we can't see them. And I'm just assuming that that's really what's killing my appeal without actively looking at that. Which I guess I could. I could go into the menu and look at, but I'm more focused on just getting these dinosaurs happy. And then we'll add the balloon tours in a little bit. But right now, more than anything, it's just making sure these new dinosaurs are all happy. There we go. So that should be enough for Spinosaurus, and hopefully they don't migrate too far away and start eating all of our Atrociraptors, because that is a very real possibility right now. But it's going to be a risk that I'm going to be not willing, but I'm going to have to take because I only have like $30,000. Which I guess might feel counterintuitive, but I just don't have the money to pay right now to feel like I'm going to secure all of it right now.
You are quite the busy bee. Keep producing honey out of this place, and you and I will get along great. And just so we're on the same page by honey, I mean sweet, sweet cash.
All right, we're at 2 stars now. That's great. Let's get the balloon tours in here. So let's try to see if we can flip them into the back over here, and if I can use this. And then we just need to add a little bit of power over here, so we'll connect it to the rest of our power grid. I cannot touch it quite yet. So maybe we'll kind of put one right in the back over here behind the hotel, and then try to have that connected to the other outlets. All right, so we'll take a balloon tour, at least one, and we'll take it kind of going through the outside of the park over here. So that'll increase our visibility for now. We don't have any dinosaurs too far down south in that other space there now, which is going to make it easier for us to just make this loop as quick as possible to go down. But then this should increase some of that visibility as the balloon's going over the top of that. So this balloon will get moving, which is great. Let's make sure everybody's happy. You're happy. You're happy. You guys are kind of happy. You just need to be checked on. And you're happy. Okay, so all of our dinosaurs... double check it. Yeah, all of our dinosaurs are at 100% comfort, which is great. Hopefully that means that no one's going to break out and do anything. And still haven't had much of the intelligence trait. Yeah, our visibility... We only have like 2 of our... yeah, only a couple dinosaurs are visible. Alright, let's check out... What do we want to do next? What do we want to do? Yeah, species limit. We need to add some more species in here. But I think also to help with the visibility of our park, we're going to probably have to add another balloon tour over here. Did you get your... Are you getting checked on? I need this ranger to do this checkup. Okay. All right. So now that's taken care of.
Efficiency like you've shown can only be the marker of great ambition. I think you and I share that quality.
Okay. Now we can get that new contract. Provide for your guests. Discovery. Smile. Smile. This is going to be the one we're going to do. So photographing 3 species at once. So we have a spot right now where there are 3, the Allosaurus, Ceratosaurus, and then Compsognathus. But before we do that, I want to make sure we can really get the visibility up high here. So we'll take a second balloon tour through here, and we're going to split where the first one was coming through, where it was going to see both sides of this, where we could go right or we could go left. So I'm going to have one balloon tour go right, the other one will go left, so that we're not relying on just one tour to do all that visibility. Hopefully that helps with this. I knew this was going to be the challenge here. It was going to be just the visibility for some of these balloon tours that we've got going on here. So let's connect this one over here. It doesn't need to be pretty. I just need them to be moving that direction. And then again, yeah, that second one here will just go on the back side over here to where that the Giganotosaurus is, and then some other dinosaurs we'll add here as we get a little bit closer. But those will be our 2 and hopefully our only tours that we need. But we'll see. We still got time. We still got plenty of time for this to all implode on itself. Alright, we've not done a lot of digging up dinosaurs, so let's get a Dilophosaurus in here as well. That'll be our next dinosaur that we try to add here. And while we're waiting on that, let's take a couple photos, make a little bit of extra money, and also complete our contract for 3 different dinosaurs. So let's kind of go on the side over here, see if we can catch all 3 together. And the Compsognathus are still kind of staying near the fence, which is fine, and the other dinosaurs, the big ones, are not. That's just Allosaurus. Oh wait, it's all of them? For some reason I thought it only registered the one.
I couldn't be certain that joining this group would actually lead to helping the dinosaurs, but oh man, am I glad it is. And really, that's mostly down to your good work. Thank you.
Okay, so let's get a new contract. What are we gonna do next? Is it taking a photo, or I could just add to a maintenance facility. It's tempting, but I'm always going to default to taking a photo. This one might be a little more challenging over here, because I feel like we just took some photos of these. But let's see if we can do it with the Giganotosaurus over here. Got both of them. 61,000. Okay, there we go. Giganotosaurus is going to save me a couple times here, I'm guessing, for the photos we need to take.
I often have my head wrapped up in bigger picture planning. It's nice to know that the hard work on the ground is being handled so expertly.
All right, next contract we'll do is just going to be the expedition. We've already got one going, and we need to do more of this research anyways. And then also, I'm going to get a little bit worried. We're going to start having dinosaurs get sick, so let's start doing some research. Not quite yet, but we'll start doing some in a minute here for any kind of the diseases we're going to start inevitably needing to manage and to work through as we get further along in this challenge here. All right, let's see the status check. You have tuberculosis. I was worried this is what we were getting, so let's do our research now. I just needed to give it a second to see if I was wrong and needed to go a different direction. But nope, we got tuberculosis on site. We're gonna do some research on that and then get rolling with that. Anything else that we get worried about right now? Got some dinosaurs that are soon going to be getting hatched. But while we do some research, let's see if we can go left now and take that helicopter, take a couple photos, see what else are quick bucks we can make here to pay for all of this. It's going to be a minute. It's going to be a good minute before we start making some serious money here and starting to play with things that are going to cost millions of dollars to do. So inevitably, we're going to be doing a ton of taking helicopters through and taking photos of different dinosaurs. All right, let's catch the Velociraptors. All 4 of them. I feel like half the time I think I've got a photo because I can see it in the picture, but it doesn't register because it's not close enough. Alright, our expedition's completed. Let's go through. We still can't use a ton. We can't use all of the space yet. That will be an upgrade we need to really start working towards.
Good work is going straight on your permanent record. I'm kidding. There is no permanent record.
Yeah, that
Not one that's written down, at least.
Alright, let's get so we need the wide path. I also am going to need to start adding, I want to be able to do the, clearing all the fossils as fast as possible, but in the meantime, we are making a little more money. Let's add another scientist or 2 to help us to get all these tasks done. Let's see if that can't help us to do all of this right now. There we go, we could do the wide paths. That'll get more people in here. So, I think the big idea right now is try to make as much money regularly, and then as we start to do that more, we can add more of the dinosaurs visibility. I think that the big thing right now is just going to be making sure that we make as much money as quickly as possible to pay for everything that we want to do in the park. And then also knowing it's going to take us a minute before we can even get Giganotosaurus, Allosaurus, and Spinosaurus back in the park. So if we can get this before those dinosaurs age out and are no longer here, that's going to make this a lot easier too. Because I feel like if I can't do this before those dinosaurs are gone, that's just going to make this 10 times harder to keep that appeal up. But I could be wrong. That's just where my head goes and where I want to see if I can do this before all of that is completed.
Oh yeah, our guests are gonna love that.
Alright, wide paths are done. We've got about $500,000 still right now to play with. Can we do... We cannot add another... Ooh, we could do the tiny scavengers. So we can add some scavengers to our park. Let's get those added here because those are not going to have any issues with cohabitating with any of our other dinosaurs, which is the other thing that we're going to be struggling with here in a minute. So while we do that, let's expand our paths a little bit. So we're going to make everything as wide as we can. There's still going to be one more wider path we'll do later. But this hopefully increase our guest count even higher. We're around 400. It would be nice if we can get closer to like 500, 600 quickly. See that now a lot. It starts to look more like an actual slab of pavement and not just random paths. And that'll be even more as we get more get the luxury path or the thorough path or whatever we call it in Evolution 3 here. All right, yeah. So the Spinosaurus is going to take us a minute before we can pay for it. / I don't know if I'm even going to prioritize doing that quite yet. We could do a new contract. Could do a photo one. Construct a viewing platform. We can increase the park rating. I mean, I feel like we're gonna have that happen here pretty quickly once we get a few more dinosaurs in here. So, focusing right now on let's just get this park to three stars now. $29,000 photo. All right, so let's see, $10,000 photo. All right, so we're about halfway through the number of dinosaur species that we need in the park. The number of guests is still very low. Income is still low, but I feel like the income is going to take care of itself once we get the people in here. And the people will also be helped by the number of dinosaurs we get in here. So I know I just said that we're going to go back and forth on this priority of like we need more dinosaurs, we also need to make more money, but we need more money to make more dinosaurs, and the more dinosaurs help us make more money. So we're just going to do a little bit of both. Hopefully, again, these scavengers are really going to help us to push this as well. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm still worried about the Spinosaurus and the Giganotosaurus. Once those are gone, I can't like quickly bring those species back. Movement in the nest. Let's take a photo of Spinosaurus, and then let's see our baby, our juvenile dinosaurs. Got 4. We are gonna get a ton of these, which is great for appeal for sure, but it's also gonna make it challenging to keep them all happy. Disease outbreak controlled. No more tuberculosis on site. I actually kind of forgot that we had tuberculosis on site there. I was so focused on contracts. Alright, now we've got 2 meat platforms, and we need a little bit more wetlands. Don't need to get too far ahead of ourselves. Definitely want to get it closer to like 110% as they're, we're going to keep getting some juveniles. And I don't want to accidentally forget, because I will, to play with the environment for them. Let's get Dilophosaurus started. Alright, what else can we do? Can we do this other medication? we're gonna have some more dinosaur eggs coming. A lot of dinosaur eggs here pretty soon. They're moving in the nest. We know what that is. Got a lot of green Compsognathus, and I know that's on me. I don't like green dinosaurs. Okay, let's take some of these juvenile. $200,000 photo of the Ceratosaurus. And how many of you can we get? $50,000 for Compsognathus. Alright, is that enough to pay for this? No, it is not. But I could pay for 2 of you to do this. And if I get a male and a female, hopefully we can get some more juveniles in here. Publicity rating, let's do that. Again, if it has to do with sabotage, I'm going to probably pass on it. And then let's put the Dilophosaurus, we'll put them over here. Let's put them in the corner over here. They're a little bit further away from the Spinosaurus, which is what I'm most worried about. Alright, Allosaurus is over here. Moving in the nest. Medium nest. Oh, it's the Atrociraptors. I forgot that we put the nest over here. But okay, so we're getting some of these juveniles. We have got to be really close to that 3 stars.
There's a reason we all rely on your expertise.
Oh, I am over 3 stars. 3.1 stars.
You're doing great work here, my paleo curation protege. Keep it up.
All right. Okay, what else can we research now? Alright, we've got that. Can we do another dig site? Quite, yes, we can. Now, which one do we want to do? I could do a Atrociraptor, but I also could do this one that has all these different dinosaurs. So I think we'll do the one with all the different dinosaurs. And then maybe we go back to them with Atrociraptor and Dimetrodon and a few of those others there. Alright, we're making... one of those isn't making money. We're making... almost 300,000 profit a minute. New contract. Oh, biggest population. This is gonna, we're gonna fall right into this with the Compsognathus. When do we get the next ones out here? In 30 seconds. So easy contract track for us to complete because we just need to wait on it. Okay. How much time we got left? I'm impatient. 10 seconds. 10 seconds to get this contract done. This will be done pretty quickly. And go. Oh, nailed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome...
Security should be proactive first, instead of reactive to disaster later. From your recent performance, I think you understand that.
Okay, alright, so now those are squared away. We've got container release. So that's going to be Dilophosaurus. It's over here, which is great, but that means now we got to make sure their habitat is good enough for them.
Understanding our genomes as broadly as possible is the first step to helping the dinosaurs thrive. The new fossils we'll be able to access now build to that goal.
Alright, so the cover, the cover's right there. They're gonna be fine with the cover we have there. Let's add a goat feeder. Let's play with the wetlands on the back side of this over here. We should be good on that. Let's add at least 1 or 2 of the nests for them over here. They should be happy. We'll spot check that in a little bit over here. But in the meantime, yep, this is almost done. We were just talking about fossils. I thought we had some new fossils, but I guess not yet. Okay, so we could do the monorail. The monorail is great because it's going to get us the Hyperloop station. That we might need this in the future if we need to jump between a couple different spots for visibility. Because again, I think the name of the game here is just going to be visibility. Can we see all the dinosaurs, even if they hate being seen, or they hate seeing us? All right, missing prey. I put the put the prey in here. I just need you to see it. But in the meantime, we can put another one a little closer probably, but we'll also get our ranger station in here. So you guys can do some status checks. Yeah, this is going to be a long drive for a lot of our medical teams and our rangers over here, so maybe good eventually to put another spot for other rangers to get closer. But I don't think we're quite there yet. Oh, we haven't upgraded like anybody or trained them. So we should do some training of some people over here, and then especially Winstone, we can train her and then she can rest. And then let's see how far we can push this and make some before we actually have to like pay for before we run out of money, basically. Tuberculosis on site. Okay. I feel like we need to have a couple more people dinosaurs get tuberculosis before we can actually inoculate it completely. Because we haven't yet been able to do this quite yet. Alright, the research is available now for the Hyperloop. We just can't pay for it yet. It's going to be a minute. It's going to be over $1 million to do that. So hopefully we can do some other contracts. Nature picture. We'll do some more contracts here to try to pay for everything. But yeah, especially some of these where like, I'm getting paid a lot of money to take these photos, but I'm also getting paid a lot of money for the photos. So I feel like it's a double. I just feel like I'm winning a lot more here doing those than any other contract. Bailout in favor of no. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very risk averse when I'm doing these, but I'm not sure if anybody else just kind of goes crazy and does it with anything with sabotage that they just say yes to. But I'm not that person for one of these. Hello, $250,000 plus the actual contract being done.
You ever heard of a keystone species? It's one that has a disproportionate impact on their ecosystem compared to other organisms. You, my friend, are this company's keystone species.
Alright, so we got 7 of our 15 species. We'll get Proceratosaurus in here in a bit. Does it change how fast I do it if I have 2 or 3 of you on it? Not dramatically. Alright, so a couple things we'll tweak here. We'll add in some restrooms and some shelters that we needed to just really get those at 100% on the park. Apparently our restrooms were 2. We needed 1 more in here. And also we'll use another hotel. I can't fit one, but I can use like the box to start one of these can fit. We did this a lot with the challenge on with the sanctuary, the Biosyn Sanctuary one. I haven't done this much since then, but we're just gonna use the box to fit that hotel. We can recruit another staff, or 1 or 2 of them. This will help us get a bunch of people or dinosaurs. And then you were pretty well rounded. That might be good just in case we need somebody to fill in a gap. And then let's see, can we get our expedition is done. Let's get some of this. Oh yeah, we're still finishing. Okay, we're like right on the cusp of having this done, and then we can start adding another dinosaur. So we can do Proceratosaurus. And we could also get Troodon started. Yeah, so now it's going to be that game of research. Get the dinosaur ready, put it in a spot of the park, and hope that the dinosaurs don't eat each other. And let's get, oh, we haven't done Morris Intrepidus, another scavenger. So we'll dig up some Morris Intrepidus so we can add that to the park. And see how fast we can do all of this. We could do the dinosaur encounter. Could try that. Maybe we add an amphitheater somewhere here, I don't know. Maybe that's the next move for us to to build the appeal for these dinosaurs. Alright, we just have 2 females. We could do that. I also could just dig up more of them to give us a male and female. It would have been nice if we would have had a male and a female Giganotosaurus, but we don't. Both of them are the same, so we can't actually have juveniles. And I can't bring in some more quite yet. I don't know if I will before we complete this challenge. We're at 3.3 stars. We need to get to 5. We're about halfway through the number of dinosaurs that we need to add to the park. Ideally, if we can just make sure that they're all visible, we should keep this pretty high. It should be pretty easy for us to kind of roll through the rest of this. But we'll see. There's always something that's going to go wrong, right? So let's add in a few more. I mean, we have the time. We can add in another dig site here. So let's do it for... Oh, we could do the one with the Carnotaurus. We could do Allosaurus. We could do these. I think I'm going to start with the smaller one here for Atrociraptor and Dimetrodon. Selfishly, because I want to get Dimetrodon into the park. I just feel like we haven't used a lot of Dimetrodon in the game. So a good excuse to add them to our park here, full of other carnivores. All right, almost a $200,000 photo. How about this? 50. All right, and we're like a minute and a half left before we can have our contract done with having no diseases for juveniles in the park. I wonder if you remove the juveniles from it, does it still register it? Because they can't get sick because you have none? I don't know. These are just the things that I ask. Alright, Troodons are ready. Well, not ready, but they can be ready. Can we add this yet? We can't add the Troodons unless we'll add both of the females. And then we can do Troodons. I'm not going to worry about the juveniles. I thought I might want to add more juveniles, and similar to what we did last time where we wanted to make sure everything could have juveniles. Don't think that's the move here right now. It's just going to be getting the dinosaurs in here before we lose Spinosaurus, Giganotosaurus, Allosaurus, these larger dinosaurs that I'm not going to be able to pay to bring back anytime soon. All right, contract completed. No diseased juveniles.
Fine work. I respect someone who can get results and get them fast.
All right, let's see what we can do. All those were not what I wanted. We could do the same one we just did and just keep them healthy. Or we can... I should have gone with one of those. Construct an operational dinosaur encounter. Ticket sales. Yeah, I think I chose poorly to add... to keep looking for a different one. I was selfishly trying to see if I could get one with taking photos.
Our animals have put their nest to good use. An ecosystem in action.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Great. So we'll get more Atrociraptors in here, which is great. Especially because I was worried earlier that Spinosaurus was going to take care of all of them. All right. So I think eventually here I want to put a rock wall over there, and I can have guests on one half of it to be able to look into those dinosaurs. It's going to take me a minute to get those fully ready. We're going to put Ceratosaurus. There's nobody over here, so we can place them in this kind of middle section. Yeah, so I want to take some rocks, and I want to kind of build out a wall on the side of everything. So we'll flatten out some of this. We'll have this eventually, I think, be another guest spot when we get the Hyperloop in. And then we can I don't know if we'll have like a bunch of viewing galleries over here, but it will be another spot for us to have at least the rangers, medical teams to take care of and see the dinosaurs here on the backside of the park. All right, what do we got here? Let's add in, start working on Morris Intrepidus. Let's get them going. Don't know where we're gonna put them yet, but again, with all the scavengers, it really doesn't matter. They just need to go somewhere. They seem like they can cohabitate with most every other dinosaur. Oh, hey, I can do this now. So this will make it faster for us to work through all of our dinosaurs and the fossils. Then, can we pay for anything else? We could do a staff center upgrade. Okay. And we could pay for all that. So I think that's a huge win right now as we're moving forward. Let's see, is anything gonna go crazy and break quite yet? Don't think so. So, the expedition's completed. Let's do all this. And see, now we can move a lot. Oh, we will. We will move a lot faster once the other research is completed. But for now, we'll just do this. Okay. Expeditions done. Hatcheries are all good. Now we should find spaces for them. So can't pay for that though. Can we do it for the Troodons? No, we cannot. We can if we take photos. But I also can, before we do anything, we can do some more research on some other dinosaurs. That will, I think, help us continue to get to that species count that we need to get to. So, all right. Now let's, while we're waiting, we'll start to build out this part of the park where, again, we've got more dinosaurs coming in here. Croceratosaurus. Yeah, eventually we'll get to what I want to do. I just keep getting distracted.
To welcome a Croceratosaurus.
The right scenery can have a profound effect on an animal's well-being. Let's see just how beneficial it can be to these animals.
All right, play with the terrain, the territory, the environment needs over here. Make you guys all happy. Should be alone for the next little bit. As long as you guys stay over here, everything will be good. I don't think you'll have any issues with the Velociraptor because they've got their own space they're going to be happy with. Giganotosaurus is a good minute away. All right, so that's being researched. That's done. We could do the additional upgrades, so then all of our upgrades are kind of squared away. But I want to make sure that we can get a couple of these other things squared away first. Vehicle under threat. Who is under threat? Where is the vehicle under threat? You guys are intelligent too. Everything is intelligent. Oh, I found it. I found it. And it was from the Spinosaurus. And then, oh yeah, let's actually, let's move you guys first. Ooh, we can upgrade a ton of you. So we'll go through, we'll upgrade these, and get us a lot closer to being able to just, I don't have to worry about getting more scientists. We can start just paying for things, and really getting going. So let's take some photos. What do we got over here? There we go. That'll play. What do we got over here? How many Compsognathus can I get in here? A healthy amount. Okay, now we can pay for Troodons. So let's get Troodons squared away. And there we go. You guys will move kind of fast. And then, can I upgrade any of you? We can train you. Focus there. And then we're in the negative now, so I can't pay for anything, which means we're gonna go take some more photos. Hadn't even landed the helicopter. We've already been taking 1,012,000,000 of these photos to get us going here. So Our park rating has dropped. We're below 3 stars at the moment. I think a big part of that is just the visibility. We've got a ton of dinosaurs out here that we just can't see, / I can't take photos of because they're hiding. So that's making it, I think, a little more challenging for us. So we were up closer to 3.1, I think, before. We might have got the 3.2, but we were at least at 3.1. Now we're down below, we're below 2.5. We're at like 2.3 right now. But that's okay. I think as the visibility goes up, the park rating will go up. Expeditions completed. Man, we are still doing the research to get more of these, being able to really use all the fossils. It's taken a good minute for us to complete, but that's also because half the time I'm paused when I'm looking at things and trying to tweak things around the park. All right, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then we'll find a spot for Troodon, and then we'll also we'll get Morris Intrepidus rolling here in a second as well. Let's put Troodon in the back over here, kind of close to the Giganotosaurus, and then let's see if we can pay for Morris Intrepidus as well. Oh, we got someone who needs some rest, so we'll get that taken care of here in just a little bit. And who else can we research? Could do Coelophysis. Coelophysis is another scavenger. At least I'm pretty sure it is. So we could do that. What's going to be the fastest and most efficient way to do this? We could do it and take 42 seconds. And then let's let her rest. We'll train you first, and then we'll let you rest. Let's add all that, and then you can rest here. All right, we've got time. Let's actually do this. So we'll build out, a wall around here for us to have. This is where we'll put some new buildings. We'll have some people in there. We'll put some ranger vehicles. I just want it closed off for the minute, or at least this moment here, so that we don't actually have dinosaurs actually walking over there. I don't think we're gonna have too much of it, but just to cover all of our butts, we're gonna make sure that nothing goes over there and disrupts me using that space for guests and the staff. What do you have? You have an undiagnosed ailment. All right. And we have a dead dinosaur. Where? Oh. You got attacked by the Allosaurus. I did not see that coming. I thought you had plenty of food. Okay, so Troodons are in here. They're going to be by the Giganotosaurus.
To welcome a Troodon to the park.
Troodon. Alright, so Troodon's over here. Morris Intrepidus is going to be by the Dilophosaurus. We've got more fossils we can do. Alright, now let's actually add. That was the problem. I did the research, I just didn't add it to the building. So, see if we can maximize this. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I can't get it perfectly full, because we'll be able to go back and do a lot of this another time. Alright, we'll place our contract. Can we do a photo one? We can. Alright, but taking a photo of 2 Morris Intrepidus eating. That might be a little challenging because I only have like 3 Morris Intrepidus right now. Okay, I made a mistake. I thought that I could put Troodons in with the Giganotosaurus, but apparently they do not get along. So I'm going to have to move Troodons to probably closer to where the, I don't know, probably where Proceratosaurus is. But while they go through and tranquilize those, because I'm not going to be the one doing that, we can tweak the Moros intrepidus habitat. Even though it's registering. Oh, it's because they're... no, why? Why can't I see it? No, we'll add a couple things here just to make sure Moros intrepidus is happy over here and doesn't freak out much. Coelophysis is ready. Coelophysis should be able to go around the same spot as Giganotosaurus. But I was thinking Troodons were going to be scavengers in the same way, or that Giganotosaurus would be okay with them. But they are not. Alright, let's move all of our Troodons. All of our 3. And let's get a move before Giganotosaurus gets super angry at him. Let's put him around the same spot as Proceratosaurus. That might not be the smartest move, but we're going to start having dinosaurs that are going to not love being near each other. So we might have to start balancing keeping dinosaurs, like just keeping the species alive, as they might just start attacking each other. Alright, we're going to go on our way to find Moros intrepidus eating, but on our way we might as well take a couple other photos as we're going to help pay for everything that we're going to need to start doing, including that Hyperloop station that's going to be like, I can't remember, $1.5 million to pay for, or 1.4. It's a lot of money, so we might as well take some photos on our way as we go that direction. Alright, it doesn't look like any of our Moros intrepidus are eating. So this might be a little bit of a harder contract, at least at the moment, for us to really complete. It's probably going to be one that we'll just have to come back to another time. Let's see. We can get Coelophysis ready to go. We'll get some males and females so we can get some juveniles, maybe. Alright, we've got some time. We don't got a lot of money, but do any of these make sense? We could do this right now, and we could get some more hatchery bays when we really start pumping out the last few dinosaurs, or at least the species here. This Coelophysis is going to be number 11. Wait, why did I go back down to 10? Okay, so we have more Atrociraptor. We were... As I was putting down the Coelophysis, we had this at 11, and then it just dropped back down to 10. Not a huge deal right now, because we'll get some more dinosaurs in here. Improve the yield. Okay, we could go to Marketplace. I don't think it makes sense.
Fine work.
We have the dinosaurs that we need.
I respect someone who can get results, and get them fast.
Alright, our expedition's done. Deinonychus can be added to the park. So we'll start working on that. And in the meantime, take a couple of photos. What do we got over here? Alright. Deinonychus is, we can now add to the park, so let's go through and add. And can we afford to do another one? We can, so let's do Guanlong. We'll get another dinosaur. So Deinonychus and Guanlong should take us to 12, apparently. Oh no, okay, we were at 11, so it just needed to wait for it to actually show up in its in the park. It just showed it for a minute before I placed it. So we got 11. Deinonychus, Guanlong will take us to 13. Increase the total appeal to 39%. I don't actually know how to increase the appeal because I haven't looked at this long enough. But I just assume as we get more dinosaurs or more dinosaurs are visible, that'll go up. Or down. I think I just went down.
When we brought the dinosaurs back, we not only resurrected their lives, but also their patterns of behavior. That includes aggression, as you can well see.
Alright, so something got something. Oh, right there. We're gonna squeeze right past it, but our deceased dinosaur is probably right under us right now. I saw it really quickly as we were flying over and taking some photos. Alright, let's get Deinonychus going over here for number 13. New genome complete for Guanlong, so now we can add, as long as we can afford it, which we can't yet, we'll add Guanlong here in a bit. We're still playing, we're not making a ton of, we're making a good amount of money, but it's not enough to actually like regularly be popping out these dinosaurs. We're at almost 1,000 people in the park. I'm thinking as we get a few more of these dinosaurs, that will, that should kick us over the top of that. Oh, 2 of our scientists need to rest. So let's go get those taken care of here. You can, well, we'll just do this right now. Alright, I feel a storm coming on. Anytime we get the rain here, I'm just waiting for something to go wrong. Storm warning. Okay, there's a storm. So let's find our emergency shelter. Get those closed for a moment. And then while we wait, we can... Oh, French. Okay, I don't think that was from a dinosaur. I think it was just the fence breaking with the storm. Power is out a little bit. Where is the power out? It's just right here. Can a maintenance team just do it? Yeah, so we'll just have it go and inspect this, repair that fence, repair this fence. Okay, so it looks like most of the fence is just the fence closer to us, so it's not actually going to impact the dinosaurs getting to us, which is good. That wasn't the idea behind having the fence, so that when things break, it's the inside fence, but I'm going to pretend that that's because we did it this way, that it was only that fence. Because yeah, if we had just the one layer, I'd probably have a carnivore around all of the people or going towards them now. And everyone would feel endangered and not feel as safe. But right now we're still fine. Alright, Deinonychus over here. I should have been paying more attention to what you actually need over here. Alright, so we need some water, we need some wetlands over here. Let's add our food sources. A little bit more of the wetlands over here till you're more than happy. You're going to expand that territory a bit, so I'm not too worried about it. As you go a little further, you'll be more than happy. I think we're going to put Guanlong in a similar space. We've got the Dilophosaurus, and then we've also got the Deinonychus on one side. And then in the middle here, I think we'll put another delivery zone. And then we can put Guanlong in the middle of it over here. And hopefully they stay in that area. Hopefully they don't try to go towards the other dinosaurs. Construct an operational viewing gallery. Well, we will once we make a little bit more money. It's the story of this challenge for me. Is just running low on money the entire time. Okay. So you just need to have a ranger come through and check on you. Did I not put a ranger stop over here? I don't think I did. Alright, our Atrociraptor juveniles are still a little bit finicky. Proceratosaurus, Giganotosaurus, Coelophytes, everything over there is okay. Our Deinonychus are over here. Just waiting on our Guanlongs to arrive. And that'll be number 13 for us in the park. And we are back closer to that 3.5. We're at 3.3 stars right now. Our guest count went down. It's probably having to do with the visibility. Alright, so we're going to enclose this a little bit more, and hopefully, I'm not fully closing it off, but hopefully we can keep it so that the Guanlongs don't get too close to the rest of these carnivores and start fighting each other on all of this. So, I'll put this in, and then if we put a quick gate in over here, that's going to close off
Attention personnel. We have detected
the
power
Guanlongs
outages
from
across
the
site. Available personnel, please
from the
respond.
Dilophosaurus. Can I get this like right up against it? Probably. Alright, so Guanlong's in the middle here. You hopefully don't migrate everywhere. Get you the cover you need, and then I just need to add a little bit of prey. Live prey right over here. And you should be good. Should be fine. We can put our viewing gallery here, and so our contract's done now.
I often have my head wrapped up in bigger picture planning. It's nice to know that the hard work on the ground is being handled so expertly.
Great, so now we'll do the juvenile contract. Get some more dinosaurs research. Photograph a juvenile emerging from a nest. So we just need to wait for something to hatch, and then we will we'll take our helicopter over and take a photo. You are a little bit far away from home, which should be over here. Okay, and our path capacity right now is 2,000. We should have enough for everyone, assuming that we max out. We'll still try to expand it a little bit with some more path or wider path. But we at least know we have the path for 2,000 people. We just needed to get the appeal for 2,000 now. Get a couple nests in here for Deinonychus and Guanlong. Deinonychus doesn't care, so we can just put it wherever. Let's put this back here. Hopefully keep you guys in the corner over here. This worked for the Pyroraptors in the Biosyn Sanctuary, or Biosyn Valley in the campaign, so hopefully that keeps you guys over here. Disease. We have rabies. Great, so we'll take a photo of this. That should make it so we can start researching rabies. And we also have people that just came back from doing a fossil expedition, so we should be able to quickly research this. Where is it? Perfect. Great. So we'll do this in about a minute. While we're here right now, let's get our Herrerasaurus all researched. And can we send someone on another expedition for a different dinosaur? We could get... Which one's cheaper? We gotta get the Velociraptor. We're gonna go here and get Velociraptor added, which should be number 15 as far as like the species count we have here. Alright, let's get this going. We've got some Velociraptor research. Oh, we could get Pyroraptor. Just was talking about Pyroraptor, so let's get Pyroraptor in here. That'll be close to the Spinosaurus, where we'll land those for us. I don't know why that Morris Intrepidus is being a little bit moody, but I'm actually not even going to worry about it. Alright, so we can do Herrerasaurus now. So let's get them in here. Great. Herrerasaurus will be number 14. We have an infected food source. Let's see, which one do we want to be the male? And then how long can we do this? 30 seconds to get Herrerasaurus in here. And I don't know where we're going to put it. Wow, we have a ton of fossils we can use now. This is going to take probably more than 2 trips to do all of this. Wow, that's a lot. But it should get us Velociraptor and then Pyroraptor to take us way over the top, just in case we lose Spinosaurus or Allosaurus or Giganotosaurus. Visuals, take a photo. Yup, this will be quick and easy. If I just do this, I shouldn't have to go very far to even take this photo for... It's less than $100,000. I feel like I can just pop right here and just take a photo. Yep, so there we go. Easiest contract for us to be completing now is anything with a photo. Alright, can I afford... I mean, actually, none of these make sense quite yet. I thought I had Velociraptor ready already.
There was a time that I put career progression above all else, you know. You have a bright future ahead of you, but don't forget why you're doing it.
Alright, so let's figure out where Herrerasaurus is going to go. Let's stick it over here, kind of by where Proceratosaurus and Troodon are. Mostly because they just have space there, and there's not a large carnivore that'll just destroy them right there. It's kind of close to Giganotosaurus, though.
Seriously, it's great having someone as hardworking and composed as me on site.
Alright, 4 stars. We have the path capacity. Transportation rating's not at 100%. Dinosaur welfare is below, but I think that's because we have a few dinosaurs that are just a little bit picky or fussy, maybe. And I'm not really going to worry about that too much right now. Okay, we can get 2 Velociraptors in here. And if I do that now, I can't change the... I can only have 2, the female Velociraptor. Which is fine, but I can always add more Velociraptors if I can later. Building an immune system. Probably the easiest one to do is to just go 5 minutes without a sick juvenile. So that should be good. And if it does trigger us getting some diseases, maybe those will help us to cure it enough times that we can eradicate it from the park entirely. So, glass half full. Okay, let's take some rocks and then, kind of similar to what we've been doing for a few of these, let's just split this so that it's not impossible for them to get out, but it'll be more, they have to go a specific way. They can't just like walk over in this huge space. Hopefully if I limit the pathway in, it slows them down. I don't know if that actually makes sense, but I'm just trying to do something so that they don't all get eaten. Alright, we got Pyroraptor, we got Velociraptor. So when we put Velociraptor in here, I can put you over here real quick. And yeah, I'm using a lot more of the delivery zones than I have in the past, but I feel like it's just going to make it faster to put these in. Let's put some rocks over here to block in. Not completely, but block it so that Spinosaurus doesn't go get my Velociraptors that are coming in here. Alright. Herrerasaurus in here now. Number 14. Alright, let's keep going with these wall barriers here and then play with Herrerasaurus just a little bit. Make sure that they are happy over here and don't want to run around too much. Who got? Okay, our Deinonychus and our Guanlongs are spending time together, and it's not working out. I thought they would stay over here, and they did not. So we might have to take another route here, and we'll move the Guanlongs again, and then we might just have to really fence these in a little bit more than I would have wanted to do previously. Oh, I can do a male and a female Pyroraptor. Perfect. Okay, let's get Pyroraptor ready to go. That'll put us at 16 dinosaurs. Can also do the rest of these fossils. And can we do another? Can we afford an expedition for a different dinosaur now? Oh, I thought we started Dimetrodon. We talked about Dimetrodon before. But we can do that as well. Alright. Let's see. I know I have a problem with the Deinonychus and Guanlong that I have to work through. But I also can just sit here for a second and get Pyroraptor moved in. And when I move this here, it should say 15. And then in a second, it will go back down to 14, I guess, right? Because it's not actually in the park. Yep, there we go. But now we're at 15. Now Velociraptor takes us there. And something is losing health. Okay, we can now do the large hotel. I don't know if we need large hotels, though. Yeah, we have the space for everything. We can fit enough people, and our accommodation rating doesn't suck yet. So we might do it if we move around a little bit, some stuff, but it's not a need in the same way. I mean, I do have the money for it though, so we could just do it right now. Plus, once this contract here finishes up, I'll get some more money as well. No. Nothing for sabotage for me. Thank you. Alright, can I train you a little bit? And then we can rest after that. Yeah, you can rest. Why doesn't it let you rest? Alright, we were negative money. We're now not, but we also can't afford the food for them yet. Until now. Okay, that was a quick
I often
fix.
have my head wrapped up in bigger picture planning. It's nice to know that the hard work on the ground is being handled so expertly.
Alright, we'll do this. This will get Dimetrodon in here. Let's get Dimetrodon. Now you can rest. I don't know what was the reason you couldn't rest before. Visuals? Almost $150,000 for a photo. We can definitely do it. The problem is, I want to tranquilize the Guanlongs over here and get those moved first. That's not a Guanlong. Are you? You are. So we'll get our Guanlongs tranquilized, and then we're gonna move them back, and then maybe we'll put Dimetrodon over there as well. But we'll have to block it off because I don't need Guanlong moving into another dinosaur's enclosure space. So, probably should have done this earlier. And if I had planned all of this ahead of time, I would have enclosed every dinosaur in its own space. But I thought I could play a little bit more fast and loose with this. And more let them fight each other. But now I just am getting worried that they're going to remove an entire population and kill my appeal. So I need to make about 50,000 more per minute, and then we just need more guests in here, which is going to mostly be, I mean, we can add more dinosaurs for appeal, but I think the biggest thing here is going to be the visibility that we're going to need to play with here. But first, let's move the Guanlongs. Let's get these out of here. And we've got baby Guanlongs over here, and you guys are over here trying to have a turf war with the Deinonychus. All right, we'll put a gate in over here now, so they're not going to bug each other. I was really hoping to not use a lot of these gates, but I'm starting to realize this is necessary. For at least the way that I did this. Let's see, we could put it over here, but we could put it over here. And this might be better, so that when we have another enclosure for Dimetrodon, we can use that same generator for those. Alright, I think we can go now and take that photo. Everything else is... Those all are tranquilized. We were close-ish. Yeah, so those are being tranquilized. They are tranquilized. They'll be moved, so we don't need this anymore. For that, $50,000. Alright, where am I going to get a quick 150? Maybe we can do it with the number of Atrociraptors, but if not, we'll probably just swing over to the Giganotosaurus and see what they can get us over for this. Container release ready. Well, if I can get this fast, then I should be able to just look and see it. Me too. It was, we're getting, I thought we'd get that one. Alright, which container is released? I think it's the Pyroraptors. Actually, it might be the Guanlongs. I think it's the Guanlongs. Okay, there it is. That is a ton of money.
That juvenile dinosaur looks great. So young and full of life. You know, ironically, I now feel more like a dinosaur than ever.
Alright, let's go. So these are all the contracts are done now. We can afford the Hyperloop. So we can start creating a second spot for our people to see the dinosaurs, And also we can put some rangers and some other teams out here to take care of these dinosaurs that are just a little bit further away for them to maintain and do checks on and heal if they ever have like diseases like rabies. Alright, is everything else in the park here besides... Looks like the only one is the Dimetrodon right now.
To the park.
Okay, so this is where we're gonna put some wall in over here for to block in for Dimetrodon. Hopefully this is enough space for them. If not, we're gonna have to find a different location for them. What is going on? Who's fighting? Our Giganotosaurus are fighting. As long as their health is high, then that's all fine. But I can't lose these before getting to 5 stars. And we're getting really close. We're at 4.4, almost 4.5 stars. Less than 500 more people need to be in this park. That is literally the only thing that I'm up against now, is just getting people in the park. Oh man, I thought okay, well I could... We can just keep it simple. We'll put the fence in, and then we'll just move the rock over a little bit. Great, so this will make sure that our Herrerasaurus don't go over by the Giganotosaurus anymore, because they did start to migrate that way, which makes it challenging to keep everybody alive here. We'll do a couple more of these fences for a few of these different spots. Alright. Guanlongs. Oh, we haven't done a status check on them.
Unfortunately, we have a dead animal. A tragedy, but we should remove the carcass before it leads to disease.
See, this is what I was saying. I should have moved the Pyroraptors further away from the Spinosaurus, but the Spinosaurus is already now hunting our Pyroraptors, which is going to be a problem for us. Alright, this is going to be for Dimetrodon. I think so it's going to need, we'll get rid of some of this here, but it needs deep water. Hopefully, we can give it just enough over here. Let's go, that's probably enough. Might be like right on the number for it. And then you need just a couple more. Let's put this over here. And I'm just going to place you there. What do the Velociraptors need? They need cover. Okay, and our Atrociraptors are fighting our Proceratosaurus? Okay. Multiple Compsognathus have matured.
Transit has commenced.
Alright. Dinosaurs are starting to get not so happy. I think they're just getting old and grumpy. And our Pyroraptors are gone. So we lost both our Pyroraptors, so we'll need to add them back into the park here in a minute. So that's a negative, but on a positive, we do have the Hyperloop now that we can add to the park. But it's going to be a minute before we can start really going crazy with that, because I got to pay for the Pyroraptors, and you need to rest. Alright, so this is where we're gonna have a spot here for people to come. I'm probably gonna need hotels and food and all the other things just to make sure people are happy. So like restroom and the shelter over here. Bailout investment. No. It was more tempting because I do need the money to build this over here, but we're gonna hold back just a minute. So let's see. You know, there's no power because there's nothing to come to quite yet. Moving in the nest.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Dimetrodon to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome our Guanlong.
Oh, okay, there we go. I heard the Dimetrodon, and I was like, that's not the right dinosaur. But I guess we were placing those got in their spot the same time the Guanlongs got there. So great. And now Giganotosaurus is fighting with Rarasaurus. All right, that's a problem. All right. Let's get our hyperloops connected. I don't care about the path looking exactly the same right now. We'll get these connected here in a second. Do we need discover dig site? Guanlong territory with another like species. That's pretty easy. If I just put something over there, some kind of a scavenger, and that will be happy. Let's get these. Let's really get these connected now. We've got about $600,000. We'll probably blow through a good chunk of this, maybe to put this path, because it's got to go all the way around all these other walkways, because I can't go outside of the building path. But we'll do that. That took a good chunk of money. Now we just got to add all of the other pieces of infrastructure back here. So we'll add our power stations, and then we'll have to add the emergency shelter. We already got that, and the restroom. So we'll get those going over here. Alright. So we were close to all of the needs here. We just needed a little bit. Well, okay, never mind. Actually, we were pretty close there. We did good. Let's move this out just a little bit to be safe if we get some juveniles in here. And yeah, we can just take out more of the barren space. Or just the plains. We're gonna make you work for it. We're gonna put this out here just a little bit, and then when we can put a nest in here as well. But you'll have to walk over here a little bit more. I'm not just gonna put the meat next to the water for us here. Two issues. Oh, it's just that you don't have a lot of adults in here. So we can fix that. We can add some more. It's not a big deal. But you guys are all moving. Okay. Alright, paths are good. Yeah, everything else is good here. We're going to put a few different kind of viewing galleries in here. So let's do our log viewing gallery and connect you on the side here. We might use 2 or 3 different remote viewing galleries so that we can try to keep this. I mean, there's not a lot of dinosaurs that they can look at directly from here. But this should help with the visibility for all the dinosaurs over here for us. I think the only ones that I really can't get viewing galleries or visibility on is going to be like the Spinosaurus Pyroraptor area that we're going to have to start playing with some more. Or yeah, man, probably the Velociraptors. That whole space there is not going to have a lot of visibility until the balloons are over the top of them. Oh. We lost one. And why are you... Why can you... What? I don't know why it says you can get out of there. That doesn't make sense to me. Also, you are gone. Alright, we've got to be going really low on some of these dinosaurs here. The Proceratosaurus and the Troodons I'm a little bit concerned with. Seeing how long they'll last here, but... So far, we're still over 15. Because they haven't put it in here yet. It's freaking out because they haven't done it yet. Alright. Here we go. Get you connected. Let's also get you connected because you're just right against the path, which is fine, but then every time that I move things around here, it just registers it and says that it just freaks out. So let's clean that up. Private egg offer. Alright, so sabotage is going to change regardless. One, I get 1.2 million. The other, I keep publicity rating high. I might go with the more highly... I'm going to go with this one. They're both going to give me a sabotage, but this one gives me some more money to play with right now. We're going to go the money route here to get things really going over here. I'd like to get this number, our guest count up higher here. Obviously, that's the last part of the challenge that I need for this to get going. What can we do here? Yeah, we could. Yeah, let's get the upgrades in here. This will help us to get some more ranger teams going. But we do, regardless, we need to get some of these rangers posts manned with the ranger teams, and then the medical team can also help with these. So this should make it easier. So we'll use the one half of this for the park for one team that's closer. The other will obviously take everything else. So let's do that. And then, yeah, we're going to have to do a lot more of these electric actual gates to close these dinosaurs in.
Asset being transported.
So we get a little more money, we can actually pay to do this. It's just gonna be a second. Why can't you... Alright. Let's put the electricity, let's put the generator in over here. Can we knock everything out? So let's do that over here. And then to help our maintenance crew, we are just going to make this a fenced in space and not all rock. So easy fixes right now is the name of the game to get us over that. The next 250 people that we need in the park. So we are getting close. We are getting there. Okay, sabotage. We did get a sabotage. Electric fence failure. Where is the electric fence failure? Oh, and you found food. I think that's the intelligence. So let's pause. Let's pause for a second. Where is the sabotage of this gate? Let's see here. There it is. It is a gate that we do not care about. So this one right here is the part being sabotaged. So well played. Well played. Did not see that one coming. Alright, we're going to tranquilize the Ceratosaurus just to see if that calms it down from finding a target, finding a person outside, or like, I guess inside the people part of the park. The people park. Alright, let's get these Morris Intrepidus in here. That will get us our contract completed. And then let's put those Pyroraptors, those new Pyroraptors in next to Spinosaurus. Not with Spinosaurus again. Alright, you're tranquilized. I'm tempted to just leave you there and not wake you up for a good minute. This would be nice to have and not stress about this this area here where dinosaurs can get to us. At least the intelligent ones. So let's see what I get. 50,000 again? Nope. I got all the Ceratosaurus again. So $300,000+. New dinosaur eggs found in small nesting area. I'm gonna guess that's gonna be the Compsognathus. I think it's a pretty safe bet. Yep, it's Compsognathus. Okay, so we got our Pyroraptors. We can get those rolling here. Great. So this is going to be just a little bit more path over here. We can be pretty liberal with this, but it'll still get us a little bit more path capacity for our dinosaur or for people. Again, we still need like 200 people in this park, and it's just going to come down to dinosaur visibility, I think, more than anything. What is your problem? You're just attacking vehicles. That's fine. We can live We can live with that. Okay, all of our Atrociraptors have migrated in this direction. Okay, we can put Pyroraptor on the other side of our fence here, in this little secure spot, that they will not be attacked by the Guanlongs who keep moving around and the Spinosaurus who clearly does not like any other dinosaur. Vehicle under... We've escalated rabies in our park. I thought we had cured some of the rabies we already had, but now it's escalated.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Moros Intrepidus to the park.
Alright, let's figure out who is lean on population. So Herrerasaurus needs some of that love. Let's add that in. And you need a rest. Okay, now it registers our contract complete.
I couldn't be certain that joining this group would actually lead to helping the dinosaurs, but oh man, am I glad it is. And really, that's mostly down to your good work. Thank you.
Alright, Herrerasaurus keeps migrating out of here, which is killing its population. And I don't trust it to be here much longer if I don't just keep them in another smaller spot just for them. So, let's do that. Atrociraptors have dominated a lot of this space as they've migrated around. I don't have a good way to enclose them right now by themselves, so I'm just going to leave it alone right now. And if they wipe out another species, I'm hoping it's one of the smaller, like the easier, more affordable ones, like the Troodons. For me, the Velociraptor is the one destroying my vehicles. The Spinosaurus hasn't done that yet, but the Velociraptors managed to do this pretty quickly. Alright. Let's get Herrerasaurus added, or up here. Troodons are hurting as well. But I also could try to get some other Velociraptors in here. And I'm gonna do that because...
That looks like a superficial surface wound. Still, infection can take down even the healthiest animal. Let's get it treated, shall we?
I'm honestly doing it because I have, I think, 16 species in here, so if I lose it for a second, it's okay, and I just want more Velociraptors, selfishly. Alright, let's get Pyroraptor's territory happy real quick here. So they need a lot of deep water, a little bit of pasture, a little bit of cover, and then the prey as well. So this should be ample, or pretty close to it, once they start actually walking around the space. Okay, a lot of raptors available to us. It's just gonna take us a minute to actually afford all of it. Small nesting area. It's probably our Compsognathus again. So let's get a nest in here for Herrerasaurus, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
Alright, this has been here long enough, and we have a maintenance team literally right here, doing a maintenance check on our block hotel. I can see it from here, so I can just quickly reboot this. Alright, if I reduce this, I can bring in 3 Velociraptors right now. So let's get them going. Can't afford the Troodons yet. We'll have to come back to those. All of our... You are not happy. We're not getting happy now. Because we have... All of our Ceratosaurus have matured. So... I think that gets us like 6 adults right now. Okay, let's get the Troodon's population back up and running. Probably gonna still put it in the same spot that it was before, but we'll see. I don't know another good spot to put a dinosaur that I can like safely block off at the moment.
I mean, at least the dinosaurs are fighting each other rather than us. But even so, I don't like to see it. Makes me nervous.
Alright, the dinosaurs are fighting. Let's see what photo we can get here. $500,000. That'll play. And you guys are all still unhappy. Let's see what we got. Velociraptors are almost... They're basically ready. Dinosaur on the menu. Bubble City rating can see set to 100. Or I could gain some money. But it's not over $1 million.
Look at this objective, then stop looking and get it done.
Alright, we're gonna do a species increase. Incubate 2 velociraptors at once. Oh, I'm kind of doing that. I'm actually doing 3. Alright, we'll get some male and female Troodons in here. Get those going. What else is low? Oh, that's right, Dimetrodons were a little uncomfortable because they needed more adults. So we should be able to add those here too. Dinosaurs fighting. Troodon and Atrociraptors are fighting. And you are all making a move towards the fence. So lucky that we actually just caught that before it happened. We're going to tranquilize all of you. Except for you, maybe? Well, you can tell me what the problem is. The problem is you don't have prey. And you need a little bit more wetlands. So we can add that over here. That should take it. If you had just talked to me about this, we could have made this very simple. French. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get you before you destroy the fence. And while we're waiting, we can get the Dimetrodons that are ready cooking here. That'll take us through most of our money. And as long as they don't, the Ceratosaurus don't completely destroy everything here, we should be fine. Alright, let's see how far we get here. Alright, we damaged the fence. Oh, he's moving. Oh, he's down. I need you down or moved. And then I feel like we will have a secure gate. Alright, now where do we put Troodons? Okay, we could do this. We could take part of the Giganotosaurus enclosure, drop the Troodons in there, and then we can rock off the side of it for Giganotosaurus. I mean, it's actually, we're doing it for Troodon, but Giganotosaurus is there first. Alright. Can I fit an innovation center in here? I'm just trying to boost appeal. That is the biggest thing that I feel like is holding me back now, is just the appeal number. But if I put a few of these amenities and activity centers in here, and I can just tweak what their attraction is, hopefully that can boost this up enough as well. See if we can put some food or some just things to make some more money here. So we'll get some of those shops in here. Everything else is looking generally pretty good right now. But I do need to keep increasing visibility. So over by where we have the Atrociraptors, we're going to build another little viewing center with like a maintenance team in here, but then mostly we're focused on visibility over here. But we'll fully enclose this in rock, because I don't need people actually getting out of here. The maintenance team will literally just be here to help with the people in there. So there's not going to be a ranger station or anything else here. It's just going to be a lot of viewing galleries to see on both sides here. And then we'll just need to put the restroom and shelter in here so that we keep that high. We might need to do a hotel as well. But generally we should be fine. And then we'll just connect it to the other Hyperloop that we already had. We just delete part of the path. Doesn't really matter what this looks like. It just needs to connect on both sides so that people can go between all three of these spots here. Once we make a couple more dollars. There we go. So we've got our restroom, we've got our maintenance team, we've got our shelter in here now. Everything here should be pretty good. And then we're just getting our Velociraptors, our other three, over here. Spinosaurus is not, and the Velociraptors seem to be generally keeping their distance right now, which is good for us. I don't need to worry about separating them too much quite yet. Alright, let's put in more of these attractions to boost that appeal. So if we can add one over here. And then again, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 6 of these that we can do that should all give us that boost in appeal. At least a little bit until we start duplicating it, then it goes down. Or it just doesn't go up as much. Alright. I should be able to split this right in between where they're having issues in the middle, where they're technically cohabitating. And you should go around the Giganotosaurus, not through the Giganotosaurus. And then we put a fence in so we can get in and out to check on them. Make sure that your territory is still fine right now. And then this will be for Troodon. So you do everything that you need. Once you migrate and move around here, you should be fine. And the fence is broken. Oh, crap. Okay, so which one were you? Well, you're being the problem. We're going to tranquilize you. I hope I don't have to tranquilize the others. I'm sure the maintenance team is coming to repair it right now. If we put a rock in here, we might be able to stop you. Maybe. So let's try to put one of these in here that makes it really hard for you to get through. Let's put it here, really enclose that. And then if I let it go, will it just stop? Nope. We're going through it. So let's we can remove the rock, and then we just need to trust our team to be able to get this before it gets any of the people, which is I'm gonna have to fight against the safety rating and the people for a minute here, and that's gonna suck. But yeah, we'll definitely need to get this cleaned up. Okay, Ceratosaurus is done. You're gone. I'm just gonna rewild you. Maybe there's just too many Ceratosaurus in here to feel comfortable. Yes, okay, so the park safety didn't dip too much. And we're 2 hours in, so we're an hour and 55 minutes into the challenge. Par is 4 hours. So we're feeling pretty good with where we're at. Bail out the staff, cash set, or the safety risk goes down. Or up. No, down. Safety is safer. Alright, this will get repaired. Ooh. I don't like all the red at the top of this. It's mostly because of these guys. But all of the red crap that's going down in the park is not ideal right now. But we're still at least a 4.0 rating. You guys are having a medical emergency where you're going down in health. Alright, let's get... We can't even pay for it. We will eventually get the security cameras to just keep this first spot here safe. Take pictures of tranquilized dinosaurs. Will that help me? I mean, the photo was 200. Or was a good bit there. What about you? 80, 60? Oh, I accidentally tranquilized more than I thought I did before. Alright, now we can do the security cameras, and then we'll just place them over by the gates and the fences over here. In a minute. Don't need to do it quite yet. Alright, so where is the visibility? We can see over here. Okay. So we can see dinosaurs all over here. Nothing over here yet. If I come over here, where is the visibility? Oh, okay. So I can see some of them, but a lot of them are closer to me. So we can move this over here somewhere. And then just get those connected. And then in theory, that should also increase the visibility for the park. So we got that, and then the last big thing we gotta do is on the right side there. Disease contracted. What disease do we have now? We gotta do research on this infection. Avian pox. Alright, so we'll just take the research for that. And while we're waiting on that, we can take a couple of photos. Go. Alright, so now we can really be going with avian pox. Research available, avian pox. Yeah, there's a couple of these, and once you you have to take the photos to actually be able to research it. But it's pretty easy to do that. The hard part is just keeping them alive while we're doing the research and getting everything ready for them. But alright, we're going to do a couple more, and by a couple I mean probably all of the rest of these amenities, these activity centers in here. But if we just strip it down to its basic form, in these boxes here, that's what we're going to do. And we'll do a couple of these over here for each of the different types of activity centers. Alright, can I get a photo of the Pyroraptors? Too far away. Okay, they're done. Spinosaurus. 70,000.
We're looking for something a bit more unique.
Alright, there's 16,000. Alright, so we got another activity center in here. We'll add this one in. We'll add another one here and tweak that. Where are we duplicating? Alright, we could do this. And then I can't afford another one yet, but we will continue to add to this to hopefully get that appeal high enough for us to feel really good about everything. Okay, we need to expand this a little bit here because we're going to add the larger activity center, innovation center in here in a minute. But we need to first be able to pay for it. Alright, we're getting out here. A lot of Atrociraptors. Can I get a lot of them? 70? Not a lot. And then on the other side, it's over here. All of our... Oh, there's more. Let's get a Giganotosaurus. 130,000. Great. Okay, so we should have enough now to really play with that. Alright, so on the back side with the Giganotosaurus, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a small spot in the back here where we can get some more visibility on a ton of these dinosaurs over here. Hopefully that's going to be the last space we need to work with to get our visibility up high enough for this park. I didn't think visibility was going to be the biggest thing that I'd be competing with here. Okay, we're getting closer. We're up on the like 4.7, 4.8 stars right now. Biggest thing we need now is just some more dinosaur visibility. So let's add a few more of these viewing galleries for us here. We'll have this near the front where we've already had people that have broken in. Try to keep our path up as high as possible too. And then on this other side here with the Giganotosaurus, let's add our viewing galleries in on both sides. And then also make sure that we can see it. We can catch the Herrerasaurus. So we're going to just add a ton more of these viewing galleries for us to get some more visibility on all these places. Our visibility is getting better. Our guest count it's around 1,700. We should be higher, but I think as we get everything moving here, get all of the let's see where our visibility is really at right now. Yeah, so I think that as things started opening, we're seeing more of the visibility. Yeah, no, we're moving now. We just need a few more people in the park. I just need to let's move you before you get completely destroyed. Really quickly here, maybe take over that. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's either that or I just go right on to the next task. But let's move you out of the way. We've got some time. Gotta move quickly. Get away from the Velociraptors, because apparently Spinosaurus is not as violent. Hasn't destroyed as many vehicles as the Velociraptor has. And then can we, how are they getting across? Are they going on the side? Nope. Nope. Why doesn't that count as destroying my vehicle? Because if that's what it is, I feel like that's just an easy way to like move vehicles back to where they started. All right, we can put it right here. We'll connect it with the path. And then we might need to expand a few of these just to be safe. I don't think it's going to make too much of a deal, but I'd rather it not at this point look like people can get out to the rest of the park. Okay, guest count. We're getting really close. We just need 50 more people in the park. So we could add a few more dinosaurs. So we're going to start with Compsognathus. It's cheap for us to add a few more of those to maybe push our visibility. Because there's like 2 observation or viewing galleries right there. So it just increases the percentage of dinosaurs visible, which seems like it's more about the percentage of the dinosaurs visible than the number. of visible dinosaurs at this point. Yeah, I think this is going to push us right over. I think we're going to be right there and get to 5 stars here now. Okay, and a storm is coming in. Alright, the number of guests dipped. It dropped. I don't know why that is. Probably because of the storm. Alright, damage. Sure, it can fix them all so they can function. Man, I thought we were like right there. I thought that was going to be it. And then the storm hit. Really bummed me out here. Alright, let's take some photos. Let's make some money while we're waiting for the storm. This stupid storm. Yeah, this is just killing my guest count right now. Too many males. And a storm. If you break down my fence right now. Tyrannosaurus is fighting. Doesn't fighting a dinosaur improve its appeal? Alright, oh, that's right. We should arrest everybody. I should have started this a second ago when we knew they were all tired. Emergency shelter open. Yeah, we can... They're good now. Yeah, so I can't actually do anything with our like scientists for another like 4 minutes. So we're gonna have to wait this out and see where this goes. So our count is going back up now. I think after the storm, everything's just recovering. We still can only have a guest capacity of 1972. But hopefully, if we get a few of these dinosaurs over here visible, that should push us over the top here. Because we just need 30 more dinosaurs visible. So I can stick this right here. And then, is it going to let me? And I can put it right over here. This should be our last viewing gallery, maybe. Alright, and, yep, you're all connected. I just need to complete the connection. Okay. Alright, let's go. Take this across to you. And hopefully this gives us the visibility to do this with all of our scientists resting. All right.
The dinosaurs are lucky to have a place like this. You should be proud of your hard work, because I'm certainly proud of your profit margin.
Okay, there it is. We got our 5-star park for Nusa Tenggara, and we did it in just over 2 hours. So par on this was over about 4, so we did this in about half the time to complete it that we needed. Part of that's because we're pausing. I'm not sure if the par has to do with not pausing it or whatever, but regardless, we've completed all of the challenges in Jurassic World Evolution 3 now. So if you watched all those, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to continue to do more things in Jurassic World Evolution 3 going forward here. In the meantime, though, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you on the next build.